Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Let's have a show.
Welcome in. It's the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. But guess what? Shep won't be here today, but it's okay because we got somebody that you do know, you're very familiar with. It is none other than the Detroit Heckler, ladies and gentlemen. My man, Anson Wells. Anson, how you doing, brother?
Good. They kind of like me here. Not so much when I'm filling in for Neil.
Well, what, they don't like you when
Not
you
so
fill in for
much.
Neil? Why is that?
Neil's big bro around here, man. But they're used to me with you, so
Yeah.
they like it.
Speaking of getting used to, we're getting used to my guy in that sound booth. Ryan, what's the word, man? Big weekend for us, man.
Big weekend indeed. The Chips, they're rolling on
Fire
in.
up.
I'll be down there tomorrow in Ann Arbor. Chips, they're going to cover the spread. I don't think you're going to win, but they're going to cover the spread.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take those chips and then go down to Motor City Casino right after the game because I'm going to cash on in. Crap, they will cover the spread. We'll get into that game later on, but first we got to say hello to my guy on my right hand. That is none other than Detroit Kool-Aid. What's up, Kool-Aid?
Hey, what up, though, man? Got the Detroit Lions shirt on because I'm still feeling like the Lions are kings of the North, man. But I'm feeling good. I know you got something for the people today, though.
We're going to have some fun, man. Look, man, I got my rankings on the NFC, AFC as of currently standing. We'll talk about the keys to the victory for the Detroit Lions. We'll get into that. You know, I'm not necessarily off the Lions bandwagon, but we will spread some truth here today. But before we get into all the football stuff and everybody, what you guys are waiting on, let's just talk about life, man. How you doing, man? Why are you excited for this weekend? And it can't be Detroit Lions related.
I'm just excited over your shirt.
All right, I
I gotta
appreciate
be
that.
honest.
Appreciate that.
The shirt's crushing it.
Yeah.
I wish it had lions on it because it's you rocking the Honolulu blue kind of, but that old school Oilers, man, I'm not mad at it.
You know, the love you blue, as they say back in Houston. But, you know, it is respect to my father who played for the Houston Oilers.
That's right.
He gave me this shirt. Shout out, Dad. Love you. And he also played for the Detroit Lions. So it's kind of a Detroit Lions deal by extension, if you will.
Yeah, put a little patch on the shoulder,
There you go.
it'd be good. But this weekend, I am looking forward to more days of summer. We got about 10 in a row, it looks like.
Ooh.
So high 70s, low 80s, man. Good for Lions games, good for anything, good for Tigers games. Let's go.
I can see the prediction. I can see the foreshadowing. There will be some sun cruisers
Oh, man.
in your future.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I probably should have led with that. I am excited
There you go.
to get more Sun Cruisers in my system. I quit drinking like about 8 years ago for 5.5 years straight.
This is a fact. I do know this.
Yeah, last 2.5 years, I'll dabble here and there, as you've seen on the post game. But I had some of these for the first time over at Second Best, which we will be back at for the pregame, and then, of course, Gillies for the watch party and the postgame. But young Brendan got me to crack one, and I got to say, I love the fact that there's no bubbles. I really love that. It's super light. They're dangerous, though, Bray, because you just can't even taste the alcohol in them. So, yes, I'm excited for the weather, and Sunday Sun Cruiser has me excited as well.
Well, just like you tell our viewers, drink responsibly.
That's right.
My
Absolutely.
guy. Ryan, what are you excited for the weekend? And you can actually say the game if you want to. I'm perfectly fine with that.
I'm just excited for tomorrow. You know, last Saturday, we worked the Michigan-Oklahoma live stream, then the Lions game on Sunday. But, you know, I get to let loose a little bit tomorrow. I'll be on the Michigan golf course. With my
okay. Well, now, wait. What does letting loose look like for young Ryan, a graduate of Central Michigan University? That golf course, I got to warn you, gets a little crazy.
I've yet to figure out what college graduate let loose. I know what CMU student let loose Ryan looks like.
Yeah, y'all are wild.
But I haven't seen college graduate let loose yet. So I'll be down there. I'll be in the golf course with my CMU buddies and my family. So I'll let you know on Monday what college graduate let loose Ryan is.
All right. I hope the internet won't let me know because we
Yes,
still got to keep you here employed. We'll make
okay
sure you
with
don't
that.
cut up too much. Kool-Aid, what you got going on this weekend, man?
Bro.
I know Saturdays are very sacred for you, but what's
Yes,
on
sir.
your agenda this weekend?
Yeah, definitely, man. Outside of the family time, outside of make sure we get into church and everything.
Yes, sir. Guys, good.
Lions, Hey, all the time, bro.
All the time.
Lions, man. I'm already pumped up for this. I want them to go and destroy Mr. Benedict Arnold himself.
sir.
But that's what it is. And you know what? It's cool, too, because my kids, man, it's cool to see my oldest kid, Kool-Aid. Shout out to Anton, who has helped his card collection grow, and JB Smooth and others. It's fun getting to see these games with him and to see his passion and everything. It's reignited something even more than I thought. So I'm looking forward to that now, forging new memories with the same old team. Not the same old Lions, but my Lions, Mr. Anson Wells.
Why you gotta
But
look
I'm looking
at me,
forward
man?
to it, man.
Why you gotta look at me? Hey, listen, I'm not worried. You know why, Bray? Because catfish is on the menu this Sunday, gentlemen. That's right.
dog.
Breaded, deep fried,
He's not gonna
poached.
stop.
I don't care how you prepare it. Catfish is on the menu this weekend, gentlemen. That's the truth.
I appreciate that, and we will get into the Detroit Lions going against Chicago Bears this week. Game's almost here. It's a big weekend. It's a big game for the Lions, and you've heard Dan Campbell say himself, we're going to win because we must. Before we get into that, my weekend, I'm just excited for, to spend some time with family, excited to get up to Ann Arbor as always, but Grandma's birthday at Black Rock, man.
Hey,
You're
shout
talking
out.
about family mixed with business. It's going to be a great time, man. I love going to Black Rock. That's why we brought them to you. They're a great partnership, and the food is good. It's amazing. So it's going to be fun, man. Grandma, you ready? 13 people deep. We're going to have some fun.
Hey, happy birthday. Hey, y'all better be
Appreciate
putting
you.
some
Happy early birthday
love.
to Grandma Mary. Happy birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Put that in the chat, family.
Appreciate you. Yesterday, let's get into it a little bit. Green Bay Packers, Washington Commanders, another dominant performance by the Green Bay Packers as they win to the tune of 28-19 was the final score, I believe, of the game. Anson, I come to you first. I've been trying to have this conversation that Green Bay may be a little bit better than people let on, a little bit better than people may think. The addition of Micah Parsons and what he's able to kind of elevate that defense, it seems like they are a for-real team. They beat two teams that are 2 of the 7 that most people had pegged to be in the NFC picture as it relates to the Detroit Lions last week and now the Washington Commanders, and they were able to corral Jaden Daniels, your guy from last year, the cyborg, able to corral him and not have him look as comfortable as he has in the past. What did you see in last night's game with the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Commanders?
Well, if you guys have caught Fantasy Jerks, we're working with an analytic company that's employed by the Vikings, the Packers, and the Bears. They provide amazing analytics, and they have had the Packers as a top 5 defense all offseason.
Yep.
They pushed them to number 1, firmly number 1 defense in the NFL after the acquisition of Micah Parsons, and we've seen it.
Yeah.
You see, they already had some guys on that line that could get to the quarterback, and now none of them are getting double teamed because all that attention's going over to Micah, and I think there was so much trash being thrown on Micah the last couple of years, whether it was deserved or not, and I think that a lot of that clouded his ability and his production, because when you look at what this guy's done every single year, he's had double-digit sacks, and now you take it to a new team where he's excited to play for them. He loves being a Packer, and at this point now, you've got a defense that was already tremendous. You add him in there, and they're dynamic now. And it caused lots of problems for the Lions, caused lots of problems for the Washington Commies last night. And I just saw the Commies, who didn't look great for week 1 but still got the win, look really out of sorts, the same way the Lions looked out of sorts. So I'm wondering how much the Lions offense was really bad in week 1 versus how much the Green Bay Packers defense is really that damn good.
Yeah, that's a fair question, and we'll get into that because I actually have something along those lines to explain that, but that's a great observation by you. Yeah, this Green Bay Packers team, man, they're bringing it on. Yeah, I think early on in the season you expected Jordan Love to kind of be the catalyst for the Green Bay. It was the Packers can go as far as Jordan Love's arm is going to go. What is he going to look like? 100%. Well, now to a defense that's already good, already a top 7 defense last year, you add Micah Parsons, and now you elevate the level of play. Anson, they gave up 51 yards last night in a rush. Like the Washington Commanders were 6 for 19 on 3rd and 4th down. They had 4 sacks against the Packers, 4 sacks against the Lions. And Micah Parsons last night, another really good performance. It's the energy level that's there for me. Like watching those guys, they're all flying around. Every time you see someone get tackled for wearing a Commander's uniform last night, 6, 5, 7. I don't know why I went out of order, but 5, 6, 7 Green Bay Packers uniforms around that player. You see the hats around there. Those guys are flying around. And also, you're starting to see other players up their game.
Rashawn Gary.
What?
Edge Cooper.
What? Hickson. How good did Nixon Hickson look?
Yeah.
How good did he look? He had fast. He had 5 pass breakups last night. He had 2 tackles. Just elevated his level of play. You're seeing a Green Bay defense, Kool-Aid, that seems to be playing inspired. And by them playing like that, makes it a little bit easier for Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur's offense.
You know what, man? And for me, that's been the thing. I've wondered what this team would be and if Jordan Love would be able to meet and rise to the occasion. Because everybody's been telling me how great of a quarterback he is and that he's supposed to be this top 5, top 6, top 7 type guy, and I just haven't seen it. The Lions have risen while the expectations have been placed at his feet. But now you see that defense get a little bit better. And you've continued to say it, the key to Green Bay Packers right now is the fact that their defense is their key.
Yeah.
And that pressure has gone down just a little bit on Jordan Love. And I believe that through these first 2 games, you know, we talked about this before, I believe that he has the best 2 wins in all of the NFL to start this early season. And he's done it looking really, really good. I thought it was a little bit pedestrian at first against the Lions because you look at the overall numbers, but you look at when the game was in doubt, when the game was being decided, that's when he got his numbers. Then you look at it the next week. Every single time, first they got their lead, right? Patted their lead. Every single time the Commanders scored, what the Packers do, made it look easy right down the field, man. This is a team, like Maz was saying, it's starting to look like they're winning in the ways that we've seen our Detroit Lions do this thing in the past, too. So they're putting it together the way you've predicted already.
Yeah, they're putting it together 100%. I think, we'll talk about the NFC rankings and where I have them. They're putting it together. Defense is leading them right now. When the defense is leading, it makes it a lot easier for the offense. Micah Parsons, we talk about that. But just watching them in the secondary fly around, like they were locking Debo up. They were locking Terry McLaurin up. These are 2 receivers that in the last 3 years at some point have been in the top 10, in the top 7. In terms of what wide receivers are, and they just could not get open last night. Kudos to that defense, man, but watching the excitement run around them. Talking about the Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels last night, Cliff Kingsbury, what does it look like for them? Because we'll get into the Lions in a minute, but for the Washington Commanders, first 2 weeks, it hasn't necessarily looked like we thought last year looked for Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, you're right. And week 1, it was because Terry McLaurin had been out throughout the preseason. Yeah. He had just gotten back into the fold a week before the game, obviously signed his extension, and he was the catalyst for that offense last year.
Yeah, scary.
You didn't see him at all, really. I think he had 2 catches week 1. What the big deal for me was, and everybody slept on this, and they just thought that he was washed. To me, Debo was the perfect addition to that team.
Yeah.
And they schemed him.
1 rush,
open,
19 yards, touchdown, 7 catches, 77 yards receiving.
Week 1.
Yeah, week 1.
And he was fantastic. But the way they used him specifically, getting end arounds and screen passes for him, where was that last night? You got McLaurin back. He was involved a little more. I believe he went 6 for 54, something around there. And he was active, but all of a sudden, Debo takes a back seat, and you stop scheming for the guy that got you over the top in week 1. So what does it look like for the Washington Commies offense this week while they get ready for week 3? They have to go back to what they schemed when they didn't have McLaurin there. Yeah. They signed Debo for a reason. Now they lose Austin Eckler, which I think is a blow to them. He's that consistent, experienced guy that can handle all 3 aspects of the run game. But I don't really know what the thing that they dial up is. Is it McLaurin? I don't think that is. I think that McLaurin will get his over time. They have to put the ball through Debo's hands because otherwise the running game's not going to save him. I know everybody's excited about Bill, but unless Jaden Daniels has those downfield targets, but also the short targets. Outside of Zach Ertz, nothing worked yesterday.
See, I can tell you what the issue is, and I can tell you how you help that. It's Jeff Hafley and what he's doing with the defense for the Green Bay Packers. That's the defensive coordinator for the Packers. He's done it 2 weeks in a row because the Detroit Lions look the same. Like the Detroit Lions couldn't get anything going because he was sitting in the hot. They were going 4 4 down and still able to get there. Micah Parsons causing some confusion. But now you go to week 2. What do? You see guys take steps up. They've drafted a lot of first-round defensive players over the past 5 seasons. And now you add Micah. Now you add Jeff Hafley. Now they're figuring some things out. They look the part. Guys that have been there for 4 years are starting to take those next steps. Like Van Ness. Like Lucas Van Ness, he looked good the last 2 weeks, man. So they're rising the ships up, man. Like the tide, what is it? The rising tide waves all ships. Yeah. And that's what's happening right now. Like he's coming to that team and he's reinvigorated. Just watching through the TV, it feels like '96. It feels like, I am talking about Aaron Rodgers in that Green Bay. It feels like when Brett Favre and Reggie White were there, the excitement through the TV at least. I'm not saying that's how good the team is. No, you're right.
And they wouldn't have had that without the Micah trade.
Right.
Without the Micah trade, they know that they are trailing the Detroit Lions. Lambeau Field is not as loud as it is. I don't know if you caught Amon-Ra's podcast. He talked about all the problems that the loud crowd at Lambeau caused for that offense. I think we saw that again last night. But again, that is on the heels of signing Micah Parsons, or trading and then signing Micah Parsons, and then you beat the 2-time defending division champs. You knew that stadium was going to be rocking. So they have absolutely everything in their favor. I think that Micah has inspired every guy on that defense. And to Kool-Aid's great point, how much pressure's been taken off of Jordan Love at this point. That whole team, their fan base, I'm not saying that they're going to relax, but they get to take a deep breath because, like he said, Kool-Aid said, they've got the 2 best wins in the books in the NFL right now. Their team looks tight. Defense looks scary. It's going to come down to Jordan Love, though, at the end of this year. As good as that defense is, he has to get his wide receivers healthy. Probably lost Jaden Reed for the season. I don't care if they're saying 8 weeks. Collarbone for a wide receiver is bad news, but they will get Christian back. And at that point, if they can stay healthy on the offensive side, they are going to be a real problem in the NFC. And I'm looking forward to seeing where you have them in your rankings.
Yeah, you got to give some credit to Brandon Gutekunst, who's the GM for the Green Bay Packers. At the end of the last season, when they lost the way they did in the playoffs, he said, this will get corrected. He said, we will make some major changes. We will do the things. What is one of the big things that Green Bay has been lobbying for and asking for all these years for these quarterbacks they have? Can you draft a first-round wide receiver? What did he do this year? He drafts Matthew Golden, a first-round wide receiver. What does he do before the season starts? He doubles down. He goes out and gets Micah Parsons and gives away the middle. He says, look, we're ready now. You got to give that GM. If we're going to give Brad Holmes credit here, I guess Green Bay Packers and Wisconsin, they're doing the same for Brad Gutekunst because those are some major moves, some major issues that he addressed and he went after it. And it's paying dividends in 2 games into the season.
Yeah, and, our regime, they had a far more uphill climb to get this franchise to where they are. And I think that the Packers needed to just readjust. We had a
but they did 2 things that they had never.
And I'm not denigrating them by any means, but the fact that franchise has been so good for so many decades, they just had to realize, hey, there's a new bully on the block. They're wearing Honolulu blue. How do we adjust to be able to keep up with them? And so it was just adjustments. What the Lions are in right now is a franchise first from the bottom build that actually worked. And now you're seeing Lions fans freak out because we're extending our guys we drafted to these long-term big money deals. And on the other hand, they're watching the Packers go and trade their first 2-round picks for Micah Parsons. Everyone is going to be talking about this trade all year long. Yeah. I think it's going to be very interesting in 2 years to see where the Packers are, having given up as much as they've given up, versus the Lions' tried and true pace of just doing it their way. And I know it's frustrating for Lions fans, but both these teams will be there when the NFC playoffs come around.
The good thing about it is Green Bay Packers don't worry about 2 years from now, because currently right now they're 2-0, 2-0 in the NFC, and they look effing good right now, so we're not worried about 2 years from now. A team that we hope looks good in week 2, that would be your Detroit Lions, man. I want to get your thoughts on that, man. Let me take a quick commercial break. We'll pay some bills real quick, talk about Ben Johnson, and we come back. We'll start having the conversation about the Detroit Lions and their upcoming game against Benedict Arnold Johnson. Check this out. When crisis hits, don't panic. Let Ben fight for you. At Ben Johnson Law, we make it simple. 3 things. There's V, verify. You want to get all the details, send all the photos, and then step 2, you engage. Call your attorney. That's going to be Ben Johnson Law if you give them that chance. And then last, it's notify. Notify your insurance company. Get all the information to them so nothing slips through the cracks. The fighter is Ben Johnson Law. So let them fight for you. BenJohnsonLaw.com.
And tell the good people about Art and Jake's.
Hey, I will tell them because I grew up right by the very first location out in Romeo, and there is no better place to catch the action than Art and Jake's Sports Bar and Grill. Go to any one of their 6 locations around Metro Detroit to enjoy the wall-to-wall coverage on over 80 TVs, 22 draft beers they have on tap, and a menu stacked with fan favorites like wings, wraps, and other signature fairway burgers. Don't miss weekly specials like that Rib Night Mondays, the fajitas and margaritas Wednesdays, and of course, that $3.50 Detroit Lions edition Bud Light aluminum bottles and $5 Nutri cans every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. So download that Art and Jake's app now. Join AJ's fan club and make every game day a win with Art and Jake's.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Where your fitness is essential, it's Planet Fitness, man. Come on down with over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations. It is the gym for you. And what we're preaching is when you come down and do it, you can do your own routine. You can switch the routine up. You do it how you want it because there's no judgment there, man. There's no judgment at Planet Fitness, and the gyms are squeaky clean. That's what we preach. You come down, gym's clean, and there's also trainers. I saw a lady there today being helped at the one on Orchard Lake in Maple. She was getting some exercise help. Trainers knew what to do. She felt good. She looked good. There it is. Planet Fitness is the gym where you should bring yourself.
Hey, listen. Braylon might be skipping arm day, but you can't skip Sundays in Detroit with Sun Cruiser. Sun Cruiser iced vodka, or Vodka Iced Tea and Woodward Sports Network have teamed up, and I'll tell you what, Sun Cruiser has taken over the entire network. We all love it. It's real vodka. It's real iced tea. There are no bubbles. It's just a clean, crisp sip that won't fill you up on game day. Only 100 calories, 4.5% alcohol, perfect for tailgates, couch gates, wherever you're watching Detroit football. So this season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports, and please drink and lift responsibly.
I think Dan Campbell's trying to let the good times cruise this coming Sunday against Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears. Man? You said, "Oh, my apologies. I was locked in, and I was locked into the transition. I was already in my transition."
They need to know
phase.
He's not been skipping them because, man, even when you scratch your head, man, but to rip them sleeves, bro.
Nah. Well, you know what? I appreciate that. Thank you kindly. It's the
Now
gun
y'all
show,
got
you
people
know what
talking about
time it
Braylon's
is.
arms in the chat and everything.
That was the goal.
Come on, man.
That was the goal.
Is that what we're
No
doing?
shirt Friday. Tank top Friday. Oh, it's a T. Okay.
There we go. Everybody good now?
Hey,
Well, your fitness is essential. Now, speaking of another jacked individual, Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions.
Nice.
100%. This is going to be a trying game for him. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one to the senses. He already said this is a must-win. He said we're going to win because it's a must-win. Anson, what do the Detroit Lions need to do to walk away with a victory this Sunday?
Well, you said that a couple things about how big of the game this is. It's a big emotional game. First and foremost, they have to keep their emotions about them. This isn't just about a must-win.
That's a good point.
And not going 0-2, but you've got Ben Johnson coming here.
Brian Branch.
That's right. Right. And so, you look at some of the stupid things that were done by this team that, we knew those things well for many, many years, but Dan came here and cleaned most of that up. So the emotional part of the game has to be taken out. Tesla needs to be on the field more. 3 plays, 1 touchdown. How about 9 plays and 3 touchdowns? I like that math. Laporta needs to be used.
3 touchdowns.
Laporta needs to be
One
used.
more time for the people in the back.
Laporta needs to be used. I know that everybody's focused on J-Mo, but Laporta was pretty damn good 2 years ago, and it seems like they kind of forgot about him last year, so hopefully they remember him. And then they need to tighten up on special teams. I'm not going to talk about running the ball or Hutch because I'm sure that we'll discuss that. I'm talking about the stuff that we haven't been harping on for a damn week straight. The special teams were terrible.
Yeah.
Special teams were not good. And that was a big strength of this team. Anytime that we, failed on offense or needed a turnover or needed a 4th down, sneak play, we turned to our special teams. And we need to turn to them again this Sunday. They need to come up big.
Those are some good points. I love doing the show with people that are prepared, man, do the research. I'm glad and I love it. You talk about the emotional aspect of the game. Little things like Brian Branch in the double bird last year, little things like Brian Branch at the beginning of this game this year, things like that can happen in this game. You can't allow the game. You can't allow the moment. You can't allow the bleep talk and all those
Real
things.
talk.
You can't let that affect the game. The only thing that matters is the outcome. You got to make sure you're doing the things because it's not about an individual player. It's about the team. I love that aspect as well. Kool-Aid.
Yes, sir.
What do you think, man? Give me a couple, because, I had some keys, and I don't know if mine are different or the same, but let me know what you think about the Detroit Lions. What do they need to do this Sunday?
Hey, you know what? As you're talking about keys to victory, I'm looking for Jared Goff to being that. You call Michael Parsons a force multiplier. That's what Jared Goff is when that pocket gives him time. And when you looked at the numbers, it actually did spell a different game than we actually thought. He had some time. When you looked at Braylon's breakdown, you know what it told us? He was missing wide open players. I look forward to Jared Goff being the reason why this team looks special on offense again. Because if he's not right, this offense isn't right. And I do expect the timing to be a little bit better. I do expect the aspect of missing those, like the J-Mos, the Sam Laportas. I expect that to be a lot more cleaned up this week ahead. As it relates to defense, this is one where I'm looking for the secondary to be much more sound. Much more sound. I know you're playing against Ben Johnson. I know that you can expect some shots down the field, but I do expect them after kind of get embarrassed by the Green Bay Packers. I expect this to be a situation where that secondary and those safeties in particular, they get a little bit more stingy in that red zone. We've been able to rely on the last 2 years underneath the Aaron Glenn defense, those safeties locking everything down to the tune of taking away the most amount of red zone touchdowns. We need to see this Detroit Lions team get back to effectively their bread and butter, and I think it does start with the guys who are getting paid. You look at Kirby, you're looking at Jared Goff. These guys can
Call
Kirby
them
set a
out.
record. Kirby set a record
Call
for
them
safeties
out.
at the time. Jared Goff, we know he moved the needle at the time. But with Amon-Ra,
53 million.
I get it. Amon-Ra is getting crazy coverage right now. You broke it down. He had 4 people. So he's doing his job. That means Jared Goff has to do his. He has to.
Yeah, you brought up a very good point. I mean, these individuals are getting paid. Everybody's getting paid, but certain individuals are getting paid more. Jared Goff will like to see you take a step up and make some more plays. There were passes there last week that he missed. Yes, if you look at the numbers, 31, 39, 225, a touchdown, and interception, those numbers will fool you. That is not what the game looked like when I watched it live and in real time. Those stats are inflated. So, Jared Goff, take a step up. This is your opportunity. Everybody said that Jared Goff was the quarterback for the Detroit Lions. Everybody said that Jared Goff could shoulder the load, that he had been to a Super Bowl before. So there are opportunities that will come up. You need Jared Goff to step up definitely in those moments. And the secondary, that's a great one too. You know, Anson, we talk about it, what Brian Branch means to this team, what we believe he is in turn. I think he's the best defensive player for this team right now. And then Kirby Joseph, they were 1 and 2 in terms of the safety. They have to step up. That secondary has to be better. Terry Arnold, will he play? We don't know. But we talked all season about him getting better. Doesn't like he took that step. DJ Reed's trying to figure it out. So secondary could definitely get a little bit better.
Let's force some turnovers.
Ooh.
Yes.
Win the turnover battle. That was something we did a lot the last 2 years.
Goodness.
And we certainly lost it last week.
But where that though?
But we're playing like,
yeah.
You know, Love is a pretty controlled quarterback. I think I saw somebody in the chat talking about him, you know, back heel interception in the fourth quarter will do him in when they come here. And I like that.
Right.
But this isn't a guy that takes a tremendous amount of chances. Enter the catfish.
Yeah.
And catfish is on the menu.
Because
they will get to him because he likes to hold on to the ball too long. And he also tries to fit the ball into spaces that work for USC, and they work in the preseason. They don't work against this secondary, and I'm calling for at least 2 forced turnovers from the Detroit's defense, not necessarily all for the secondary, but one of those 2 guys gets a 1 pick.
Well, you're getting hot right now, so I got to stop you right there, and I got to go ahead and get these keys to victory that my man Ryan in the back set up, because you were cooking with some grease, and I saw where you were going. I said, wait a minute, I want him to take my thunder. So, Kool-Aid, you can put them up.
It's up on the screen right now.
Oh, here we go. He put them all on one. Okay, well, I'll break it down. We'll start with one. Offensive line has to man up. Man up. What I'm talking about that is, look, this will not be Lambeau Field. This will not be the first start for Tate Ratledge. This will not be the second start for Christian Mahogany, Graham Glasgow at the center in Lambeau Field, where they just recently acquired Micah Parsons. It's loud as I don't know what. It's all get out. I get it. There are miscommunication issues. We're good. This is game 2. This game will be at Ford Field. This game will be silent count. Jared Goff will be able to calm Ford Field down. You'll be able to hear the communicate well with each other. I need you to man up. I need you to block the man in front of you. I need you to put a hat on a hat, because run and pass pro is an attitude. It is an attitude. And trust me, Tate Ratledge, I know you got attitude. I know you got attitude. I saw what you did to my squad a couple years ago. I know there's attitude there. Christian Mahogany, there's attitude there. Graham Glasgow, there's attitude there. You were on an offensive line that was second in the league. And we know about left and we know about right. So there needs to be an attitude from the offensive line. You need to display that. You need to show that. And the communication to be key. That's one thing that I am coming around on in terms of playing at Lambeau versus playing at home. This will be a good ease in to the communication process of the offensive line. Number 2. It's that same offensive line worked in with Johnny Moe. Johnny Moe, I want you to establish the run. And the reason why I attached him to is, one, he's not just the offensive coordinator. It comes down to him. It's just not about the offensive line pushing the big uglies in front of them. It's about the play calling. It's how you dial things up. Do you put Jared Goff in shotgun and get quick passes off? So now that you get the defensive line kind of off the line of scrimmage, and now you make it a little bit easier to run those runs, you have to help this offensive line, Johnny Moe. That is what your job is. That was Ben Johnson's job. He's gone. It's your job. They chose you. So get them into some situations, Anson, to where you can get the ball out of Jared Goff's hands, get it into J-Mo's hands, some crossing route stuff. We ran no crossing routes last week, and they played man-to-man coverage. Get the ball out of him faster, and then you will get the linebackers running in coverage, backing up. That creates space. Then you start to run the ball. Yeah. Now they come up, and what do? Bing, bang, boom.
Play action.
That's how it happens. So, Johnny Moe, you got to help. and establishing the run.
Get that identity back.
Get the identity back.
right.
That's who we are. It's a running team. Everything that the Lions have had success on, Anson, it's been predicated on being a great run team.
Yeah. It's returning to their identity.
Yeah.
And I didn't talk about the offensive line because I knew you'd get there. You touched on the fact that they're returning home. The crowd's going to be nice and quiet when they're in the home.
100%.
When they're under
Because they're
center.
going to be nervous.
Going to be nice and quiet. Well, they're going to be nervous too, but
I am. I ain't going to lie.
I mean, what they dealt with at Lambeau was a double charge field after on the heels again.
100%.
Micah Parsons.
And then it
trade.
couldn't have gone
Superstar ball.
It couldn't have gone any more perfect for an atmosphere in Lambeau
Yeah.
because the guy they waited for, he came out there and in the first play, it happens. It's 3-and-out.
And the momentum killer in the third quarter gets called back.
The interception.
Because that pick six, now you're looking at a 20-13 game.
And that pick in the red zone in the first half, too.
Oh, yeah.
That
oh, yeah.
was killer, too.
The
Yeah,
Lions never had a chance of momentum in that game.
So that goes back to you-know-who. That goes back to a Kool-Aid allude to is Jared Goff. Jared Goff needs you to grow up in those moments. All right, get it back up there. What we got for number 3 on Braylon's keys?
Oh, number 3, I think I think Anson will like this one.
Get to Caleb. If you want to say
you pronounce it wrong.
catfish.
There you go.
Get to catfish, as Anson calls
It's
it.
what's for dinner.
1,000%. Look, Caleb, first series, he's great, plays on script. At least that's what he did with Ben Johnson. But what he's always done is when you put him in these situations where you get after him and you run after him, he starts to create dumb plays. He does dumb things. He'll hold the ball. He'll even run out of bounds after running back 15 yards. I've seen him do it twice. So you get to him. Use the crowd noise. The same thing that got to Jaden Daniels yesterday. Same thing that got to Jared Goff and our offensive line. Use that crowd noise because what I heard last year and the year before that is we have created the number one atmosphere as it relates to a fan base downtown at Ford Field. You got to use that. You got to use that to your advantage. I'm being honest. You got to use that to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. So that means y'all got to be loud.
Detroit, man.
You guys got to get loud for the Lions, man, but use that because Caleb wants to give you the ball, as Anson said. He wants to turn the ball over. He wants to try to do too much and put it in the spot he can't. This is a funny conversation. But this is what you have to do with him. You got to use the crowd, but you got to get to him. So that goes to number 97, okay? Don't last year, at the beginning of the season, when he's going crazy, talking about Aiden Hutchinson, don't tell me, man, he's doing all that. He's beating double teams and triple teams, and he's going to be Defensive Player of the Year. But then last week, when he got double teamed, the excuse was, man, Aiden's getting double teamed. Don't tell me somebody has the best odds to be Defensive Player of the Year and get mad when they get double teamed. Newsflash. That's what the price tag asked for.
That's right.
Because Micah Parsons got double teamed yesterday. Micah Parsons got double teamed the week before that. And T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett. Insert anybody else who Aiden is going to get bread like. Trey Hendrickson. You got to get off double teams tomorrow. Got to get to the quarterback. Because if he's getting double teamed, somebody on his backside, I don't care who it is, the ghost of Zadarius Smith, somebody come off that edge.
There's no James Houston walking through that door.
Somebody come off that edge and get sacked because it's one-on-one, mano-e-mano. Get to Caleb Williams. You saw how Vikings started to get to him and what that fourth quarter looked like. That could be you. All right, number 4.
Yes, so just real quick, man. You were preaching as it related to what the fans can do. There's only so much we can do
100%.
to affect the game.
Just the noise
but to
level.
know we can turn up, to know at the very least we can go in there and do our job, do our part, and not just what other fans would do. We did this thing from coast to coast, from arena to arena. Now we're kicking off this NFL season right here against the Bears. Yeah. This better be the loudest we've ever heard Ford Field, man.
Man, let me tell you about the 12th man influencing the game. When I was playing for the Seattle Seahawks, this would have been remember the infamous Monday night game with the Hail Mary with the refs?
Golden Tate and
I was in.
Tate and
with
Packers
100% with the replacement refs. So I'm in that game.
Wait, punch it through the back of the end zone game?
Yes.
Wait.
No, not the punch through. This was the Green Bay Packers and the Seahawks.
Oh, Green Bay.
This is when Golden. This when Golden catches the Hail Mary and they gave it to him. First of all, but Golden never had the ball in his hand at all, and they called it the Hail Mary replacement ref. But there was moments in that game. CenturyLink is so effing loud. The 12th man is so real there. Well, we knew we were going to get Aaron Rodgers. Excuse me. We were going to get them offensive line to jump off sides and get their defensive line. You know how many false starts Aaron Rodgers' squad had that game?
5.
He beat me to it. It's 5.
Ryan on his game.
You see, he called me. I'm like, yes, Oh, he got it right. They had 5 false starts, and then they had 3 where they lined up offsides in neutral zone, encroachment. Excuse me. That is real, and that's what you have downtown, man. So use it because they definitely can use that. Yes. All right, number 4.
Yeah, we'll definitely get this number 4.
I like this one, Bray.
I wonder what the people would think it is.
A handsome guy right there.
Ah.
Get off the field on 3rd down. Ladies and gentlemen, look, it's not all bad as it relates to the Detroit Lions. One thing you did good last week, decent if you will, and did well last year, you got off the field on 3rd down. Last week you were 4 of 10. That means that the Green Bay Packers were 40% on 3rd down. You got to get off the field. You cannot allow Caleb Williams to build some type of momentum, build some type of drive. That's what Ben Johnson does well. That's what we saw here for 3 years. When he builds momentum, oh, man, it starts to look good. He starts to get on time. He starts to know when to call the plays at the right time. That's what we're hoping Johnny Moe can do. Don't let them get in the rhythm. That means on 3rd down, you got to get off the field.
Can I double down on this one?
Please. That is very important to get off the field on 3rd down.
I think this one's really important because the Lions were the best 3rd down defense in the league last year. But on the other side of that, they were one of the best teams in the red zone offensively last year as well. And those are two things that they have to return to in this game. Go find that identity you guys created the last 2 years.
Yeah, 1,000%, man. Get off the field on 3rd down. It's the same thing. In fact, Michigan. Listen to some of this stuff because it applies to you as well. It applies to you as well. 3rd down, get off the field. 3rd and 7 for Materi gets the first down. 3rd and 14 for Materi gets the first down. 3rd and 12 for Materi gets the first down. I'm sorry. I'm just reliving the game. All right, here we go. They got off the field. That's what we're doing. Then last.
You can relive it all you want.
Because it's a loss. You enjoy me reliving those losses. And look, continue to stop the run. This is something else that the Lions did well. This is the best thing I think that they did in the game this past Sunday is they stopped the run. Josh Jacobs had nowhere to go until the end on some garbage.
Yeah, one good run.
Yeah, one good run, a garbage run. Stop the run. Because when you stop DeAndre Swift, who is DeAndre Swift, who I told you last week is DeAndre Swift, they got to pass the ball. And we saw how that looked in the 4th quarter against the Minnesota Vikings when they had to pass because they're not trusting DeAndre Swift. He's not running the ball anywhere. When you stop the run and you make Caleb become the guy that has to beat you, he's not tried and true. He's not proven in that field. Prove it to me. Show me where. Show me where Caleb has come back. Show me where Caleb has made that move. Show me where Caleb has been that guy. He hasn't been that so far in the NFL. So if you make them one-dimensional, if you make them pass the ball, that's your end. That's your end. These are my keys to victory.
And, you know, all the keys that we've all talked about.
They're all some good ones.
They're all very good. But the Lions only need to do about 5 of 8, you know, because, again, 250 yards they gave up on defense. They controlled time of possession. They dominated time of possession. Yeah. They had more first downs. So the momentum word that you used a few times, I think that that's crucial. Get the run game going early and get a defensive big play early because both sides of the ball, they're lacking in confidence a little bit, even though I know in Allen Park they're not really. But when that game starts, if things don't go well early on, we could see a really long game. Otherwise, both units can get the team as a whole going with just one solid big play. Then momentum and the crowd will take them through.
Yeah, 100%. Look, what the Lions were last week is they were a team that could get the ball from the 20 to about the 40. They were a team that can get the ball from their 20 to about the 35 of the Green Bay Packers, and that's not good enough. You got to get the ball to the red zone, then you eventually got to get the ball to the 10-yard line where it's first and goal. That's a place that you want to be because getting to the 35, that's not going to do it. Jake Bates can't save you. Jake Bates can't save you. Another thing is don't get behind early. Don't get behind early because we haven't proven that we have the offense yet to climb from behind. Like, we didn't mind if we got behind the last couple of years, but we haven't proven. I'm not saying we don't have that, but we haven't seen it yet, so don't get behind early.
And
14, that can't be this game. Don't try that.
That's how it was to start last year. Unless the offense is in sync, you don't have what you need. Later in the season, you felt a lot more comfortable if the team had a hiccup or two. But to start off the season, they actually took an L because the offense wasn't in sync. You can't afford to get behind while you're sputtering right now. Not at all.
Well, I just don't even think that these guys' mindset is there right now to have to come back from a deficit in the third, fourth quarter. This is a new team, even though there's so many of the same guys. You take that whole summer off, and you go out and you get your ass handed to you in week 1, you need some mental help out there. You need that big play on both sides of the ball to remind these Lions of how good they are.
Man, oh man. What do you think this Sunday looks like?
I think it looks like a win. I think that Ben Johnson probably gets in his own way. And I think that he wants to embarrass the Lions. I think that he wants everybody in the stands to know who was responsible for that team. I have a source that tells me the Lions were ready to say goodbye for 2 years to Ben Johnson. So, again, I mentioned
2 years?
2 years.
So
this is from a very legitimate source. When I look at that word that I threw out earlier,
does this source smoke crack?
No, this source works for multiple teams.
Okay, that's fair.
He had worn out his welcome here. I'll bring it back to the quarterback show when Jared Goff was perfect. Dan Campbell's handing out game balls. Didn't realize that Jared was perfect. He addresses that later on in the post-game press conference. But in that locker room, when he's handing out game balls, third one goes to Ben Johnson. And he very seriously says, it's about flipping time. That's not Lions culture. Yeah. It's one for all and all for one.
Arrogance.
Absolutely. So they were ready to rid themselves of him, or they were ready to say goodbye. They weren't desperate to keep him. And I think he wanted to be desperately kept. And he's now desperately hung on to by the Chicago fan base as their savior. So I believe that the experience will outweigh the Lions' emotions, whereas Ben Johnson's going to bring his emotion in here. You're going to see trick plays. You're going to see him try and run up the scoreboard. And I think that it gets Caleb in trouble. After that first scripted drive, I think that Ben is going to be the problem. But I still think that the Lions are just a better team, too. Period.
I think that here's what's going to
Ryan with the comment. Turn up.
I think the Bears are going to score the first touchdown. I think they're going to get ahead early because of that scripted drive. Outside that, against the Vikings, they didn't do much. But I think later in that first half, there's going to be a trick play, or he's going to try to go for it on fourth down. It's not going to work out, and then you'll slowly see the momentum swing. I still think it's a close game because even when the Bears were god-awful, they still made it close. Like, the last 2 times in Ford Field, the Bears could have easily won. Thanksgiving and the one where Justin Fields was dancing, and then it didn't work out for him in the end. But I think he's going to do something dumb because he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room all the time. That's kind of the vibe I get from Ben Johnson. He thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. But I think the Lions are going to come away with a 1-score victory, but Ben Johnson's going to do something dumb, and it's going to cost him.
I agree. I think it's going to be close.
You dialed it up right there. You've been dreaming about that one.
You went in.
You got that one locked in.
I also lived last year with a couple of Bears fans, and they were telling me how great Caleb's going to be, how great Ben Johnson's going to be. And I needed them to finally shut up a little
Ryan,
bit.
do you have a dartboard in your room with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams' face on it?
He might.
No, but
he's thinking about it now.
I might think about it now.
We can print you out something.
If anything, I got a Ryan Day picture on my dartboard.
Fair.
Because that dude, he dyes his beard too.
Black beard.
Man, that nipple ring. I still can't get over the nipple ring, man.
Ryan gets it.
I can't get over that nipple ring.
My head coach couldn't have a nipple ring, man.
He can?
He couldn't.
Oh.
Cannot.
Can't say that. What? Lloyd walking around with a nipple ring?
Nah, hey, I'm about
What kind of a decoration would Lloyd Carr have on his nipple ring?
That's my transfer portal letter. If Coach Carr had a nipple ring, I'm going to have to get up out of here, player. I'm getting up out of here.
Press a little too hard of that shirt, sir. I need out of here.
Can you imagine him getting on your head, bro, for doing this to Sparty, but he got a nipple ring?
I can't take him serious. Hey, Coach, your nipple hard. Like, I can't take you serious, bro. Can't take you serious. Everybody's echoing the same thing. It looks like they got the Lions winning this game, Kool-Aid. Where are you at with it right now, man? Where you at with everything we talked about this week?
Oh, with the Detroit Lions, man. Hold on 1 second. Reset that for me one more time, bro.
Yeah, so, everybody going around the room right now, I feel like they're pretty confident what Detroit's going to do. Whether it's an ugly win or a decent win, they believe the Lions will win. What do you think after we talked about the keys of the game so far?
Yeah, I definitely, man. I believe that the Detroit Lions will win, and I think it's because they're going to look a little bit more like themselves. Ironically, against a former coach who helped them build this identity. But I believe the timing, sitting with the film, getting that kind of first taste of preseason for them, really, because they didn't play preseason. So now you've gotten hit, you've gotten the timing. Yeah, you've got to put some things out there on film that now you get to go and clean up. And the one thing that did make me comfortable, because Dan Campbell said this stuff last year, he was able to call this out, and it worked. So even though there could be some fan worry as it relates to what Dan Campbell has done in the past, and we just had to believe it, he's like, look, I see what it is. All of it's correctable. We will get it together. He said the same things last year, and it did work out. So I do expect the Detroit Lions to look a little bit more like themselves and go out there and pull out one of those like 24-17 type victories. 27-17, 24-17.
Dante likes them 34-15 over the Bears.
Hey, you know what?
Okay.
Turn up then.
Okay.
I like that, Dante. You want to clean up some super chats for us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I saw the people sending them in, man. We got a decent amount right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to piss the people off with my take.
Hold it. Let's do the super chats. Keep yours.
I'm about to piss the people off.
Keep yours. Let's do some super chats. Let's say what up to some friends, and then we'll have Braylon give us his take. But Dante151, $9.99 super chat says, this weekend, I'm excited for the Jets to pull the upset against the Bills. So you got some love for your Jets. He says, I'm excited for TC Trojans to pull the upset in high school football against Davidson tonight. Okay. TC, go Trojans. That's the first of our 2 super chats we have in right now.
I appreciate that right there. Yeah, no, turn up. I think the Jets, it sounds crazy to say they have a chance. I wish the defense would have played better last week against Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. I'd be a little bit more confident in saying that. But, I mean, anything is possible. I think they figured out something on the offensive side of the ball. Sir. They got some weapons, and you always love that backfield room. I remember when they drafted Brees, you said. I remember when they drafted Braylon, you said. So there's something there, and this is AG. You know, he is a large part of what helped this team get turned around. So I don't have a problem with that. I think it could be close. I don't see it happening, but I don't have a problem. If it does, Jets. If it does, then go Jets, baby. No, that's dope. But then shout out to the show. Go Trojans.
Yeah, and then you got B. Crum with the $9.99 super chat.
Ooh,
he is number
B-Crum.
2 right now. He has the number 2 crown in the chat. If Johnny Moe doesn't work out, would you mind seeing Sean King back in Detroit running the offense?
Deep cut.
Wow, a Sean King
There was people in there
throwback.
asking who Sean King was.
You're way too beautiful.
Doug Williams
and we do got another
2.0.
super
Remember
chat
that,
before we go to
that
break.
was Sean King.
Oh,
It was Sean Kingston, if you will. The only thing about that is you essentially have agreed that this was the move to make. You agreed that the move was to go back and get Johnny Moe from 2022, had some familiarity, and you brought him in. You worked all off season. This is what you built. This is what you built with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, and everybody else. This is what you built. And now to try to come and bring somebody in the 25th hour in the season, which this isn't just removing a coach and then going on about an attempt to get to the playoffs or just attempt to finish the season. Your attempt is to win the Super Bowl. So I would just be hard-pressed to try to bring a new offensive coordinator in regardless of how it looked, because trying to switch in the middle of the season, the middle of Super Bowl season is tough.
Would it just be Dan doing it again?
Yeah.
Like they did last time?
100%. It would be by committee. It'd be Dan, Scotty Montgomery, and some players. And then Mark Brunell has been here since the inception. That's the quarterback's coach. So you would have if anything, Mark Brunell would be my choice. I've known Mark. I played with Mark. I caught a touchdown pass from Mark Brunell. He would be the guy if something had to get made, because it's still in-house, and he's been here with Jared the whole
Bray
time.
is practically a coach, dog. He know the whole staff, man.
For
We got
real.
another super chat,
I was
too.
on the same team as like 6 guys off the staff and played against all of them.
Dang.
Yeah.
And the Braylon's breakdowns have been on point,
I played
too.
against Dan Campbell.
Hey,
That's
shout
so
out
crazy
to
to
that.
even
I played against, matter of fact, the year they went 0-16, I played against y'all.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Did you feel bad beating us?
No.
You should have.
Absolutely not.
You should have.
Absolutely not.
Hey, we got another super chat, too, from Don
This one's
Trill.
interesting.
$5. How much did Tate Ratledge skipping training camp in preseason to get money on a rookie contract affect him? Should rookies get mandatory contracts?
I thought they already did that.
Yeah.
Right after we had to sign Stafford
Stafford.
and then
Yeah.
Ndamukong Suh to
Yeah.
crazy numbers.
He's talking about like the actual point being the actual same. So, yeah, they do get mandatory contracts. Yeah. But I don't know what the language was. I don't know what the holdup was for them, but I don't think it hindered.
It sure didn't help.
Okay, it didn't help, but at the end of the day, if he would have played in the preseason game, that happened after he was already here.
Sure, I think he's just really saying
getting in.
Just the time with OTAs.
Well, then that's not. But that's going to be on the Lions, because that would be on the Lions to understand that.
That's a fair point.
Here's a rookie guard that we want to start, and we expect to have a big impact. Well, then cut all of the BS with the back and forth and the minutia that you couldn't figure out. You guys get that deal done, because I guarantee it was not over that much money.
How quickly did they sign him after Ragnow retired? I'd like to look into that because they didn't have the catalyst that they needed to make it happen quickly.
Yeah.
But once Ragnow went down, I would hope that happened immediately thereafter. And if it didn't, then to your point, the Lions need to recognize, hey, our offensive line might have some problems.
I do have sound from Dan Campbell later, because I want to make sure you give your take on the game. And we do got Braylon's top 5 teams and first out, right, in the NFC and the AFC.
Yeah.
But we do got sound from Dan Campbell. We might be able to get to later, because the show is flying by. But it's on him talking about the 2 coordinators and that if they're meeting his expectation, as well as the adversity that they have to face. So.
Yeah,
Dan Campbell himself.
That would sound good. Here's my thoughts on Detroit Lions this week. What my prediction is, if you will. This is a tough one, because I really do not want to pick them. I don't like what I saw last week out of Detroit. I'm being honest. I don't like what I saw last week out of Detroit Lions. It was not what I would expected to see after how the season ended last year and all the doubling and tripling down that you did. It just did not look good. The players didn't look prepared. They did not look ready. And the offensive line, yes, there are miscommunications because it's Lambeau Field. But damn it, this is the NFL, and that didn't necessarily look like that, and then you come into this week, and I have Dan Campbell doing interviews talking about I wish I would have played them in the preseason. Wait a minute, we've been talking for how long? And you said no, we didn't need to. So that didn't look good. That didn't sound good. That didn't feel good. And then the last thing on top of it, what does he say? He said we will win this game because what? We must. What I don't like about that, ladies and gentlemen, what happens if you don't? Because the first question from everybody in Detroit media, they're going to put the mic right in his face, and they're going to say, now what? Because you said we must. I didn't like that he said that. I didn't like that. If that happens, that's what's going to happen. With all of that said, this is still a better team, roster for roster. This is a home game for the Detroit Lions. The miscommunication will get corrected. This team that we've watched the last 2 years, this is still the same team with the same identity. So I believe they'll get a win in an ugly game. And when I say ugly, you said ugly, it's going to be an ugly game. I could even see the score being something like 18-16. Whatever the score is, it will be 2-3 in Detroit's favor. It'll be an ugly win. But that's what I got. And by the way, last time I checked, a win is a win.
That's right.
Is a win. That's what I have for you on the Lions game.
I agree. I think it'll be close. I'm going to throw this in here real quickly from I'm Salty. Bray is from Detroit. He knows we deserve better. We should have found a way to get Bray on the Lions. Why would you have wanted to do that to him?
I can do both. I can do both jobs. You know what I'm saying? I can go downtown. I'm in shape. You know what I'm saying? Put me on the staff.
You could have made that one-handed catch.
Yeah, then my rotator cuff would have came out.
I'm ready for Coach Bray, though, man. I'm ready. The Brady's breakdowns have been on point, bro.
Oh, man, there's one that I wanted to break down today, too, but I promised Shep that I wouldn't do it.
It was hot,
I
bro.
promised Shep that I wouldn't do it. But it was just it was Jameson Williams on a blocking play. I think it was one of Jameer's biggest runs from the game. It was when he broke he didn't break, but it was when he got about 7 yards up the right sideline when they were backed up. And you see J-Mo, he just comes inside, gets into the DB's chest plate, and then turns the DB right into the safety. And when he got both of those, that's when you see J-Mo get up the sideline and almost get the first down. Like that. That's the identity of the Lions. Like that's what I want. That's the wide receiver doing that. Like the identity is there. J-Mo took 2 guys on that play, so Jameer Gibbs was able to get the first down and get free on the outside for a little bit. That's who the Lions have been. That's what they are. And if that's what wide receiver doing the answer, I want to see the big guys up front do it. That's who I want to see do it. So that's why I say offensive line, bring your game plan. Look, let's take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll break down top 5 NFC, top 5 AFC, and then we'll finish out. We'll have some fun. Anson, I know he's got some stuff cooked up over there. He always does. But first, let's get a message from a car dealer that you know and you love. That'd be Les Stanford.
Great game this weekend and even greater offers for everyone, courtesy of your friends at Les Stanford Buick and GMC. You can see the three above my head right there. Get into that 2025 Hummer for only $599. A couple of awesome other deals. $229 to get into a 25 Equinox EV. Criminal. The LYRIQ, the Lyric. The 2025 Lyric can be yours for only $489 a month as well. So get over to Les Stanford today. Check out their massive inventory and their amazing deals on their 2025 model class. Les Stanford Buick and GMC. For all these specials, head on over to lesstanford.com because, gentlemen, together, let's drive.
Live, and let's drive right over to Jack's Car Wash where it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Elite
80.
transition.
Count it, 80 degrees outside, just like my first number at the University of Michigan. We want to get you a free car wash, too. Why don't you text WSN to 888-522-1729. Again, that's WSN to 888-522-1729. Jack's is the best car wash in the state with over 40 locations. There's one near you. There's one right there. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking at it right now. Free mat cleaning, free compressed air, free vacuum. Basically, I'm tired of reading. They do it all. Pull your car up, pull up dirty, leave looking brand spanking new. Jack's Car Wash.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep.
Edwards has it. 10, 5, touchdown.
On the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Ball looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
Where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
The name you know is Dr. Jeff Pierce, man. He is the injury insider with Woodward Sports. You can catch him on Tuesdays with Big D Energy, or you can catch him on Thursdays on our show, the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Michigan Sports and Spine. He has been doing this for some time now. He's been doing it with greats like Dr. George Gervin, the Iceman, or he's been doing it with D-Mac, man, and the Red Wings, winning 4 Stanley Cups. He can get you diagnosed. It doesn't matter if you're an athlete or not. You got a little ache, you got a little pain. Is it your shoulder? Is it your knee? Is it your back? He will get you diagnosed and get you back to golf and back to feeling good and back to doing whatever it is that you do. 248-426-9944 or scan the QR code above my head.
Huge shout out to our friends at Sharon's Heating and Cooling and Air Conditioning. Proudly serving Metro Detroit for over 40 years, and they do it with reliable service, and they treat their customers like family. They offer it all. They've got heating, cooling, indoor air quality, water heaters, and whole home generators. Right now, DTE customers, you guys get a free furnace tune-up through December 1st. So call Sharon's Heating and Cooling today at 734-238-3839, or just scan that code right above my head. Make sure you tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Woodward Sports indeed did send you. And we're back, second hour of the show, the Braylon Edwards Show with my man Anson Wells. How you feeling over there, Anson?
Great, man. It's always good to be up here with you.
Always good to be over there. How you doing over there, Ryan?
I'm doing good.
Smooth. Kool-Aid, you good?
I'm doing good, brother. Glad to be here on the Braylon Edwards Show. What's up?
Glad to be here on the Braylon Edwards Show too, man. Tigers lost last night, although they still take the series with the Yankees 2-1. They did lose last night. Aaron Judge hits 2 home runs to now pass Joe DiMaggio with 368 all time. With the breaking of, I want to say who was it? Was with Ovi last year, breaking Wayne Gretzky's goal record, and now you see Derrick Henry approaching Emmitt Smith's. He's 2.5, 3 years out, but he's approaching that record being broken. You see Aaron Judge is approaching 500. Are there any records that are almost about to get broken that you're watching, that you're monitoring? Just quick combo, just side stuff.
I'm always waiting for the 55-game hit streak to get approached.
50, was it 56?
56,
DiMaggio?
Yeah, that's honestly the one that just intrigues me the most. Obviously, Kool-Aid would think I'd go to hoops at this point, but the hoops records are really, they're funky now because the offense is so different. Yeah. And realistically, if we actually kept true statistics, no one would be able to touch Wilt anywhere.
Yeah.
So I honestly,
bedroom or court.
I want to see somebody get over 40-game hit streak, and then I want everybody to be talking about that. I don't necessarily want it to go to somebody else, but that one fascinates me the most.
All right. What about you, Ryan? You got something you're eyeing?
No, I just want to see someone score 100 points in a basketball game.
No.
I want someone to score 100 points in a basketball game.
No.
I think it'd be sweet because do we really think Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in that game?
You know
Absolutely.
What?
Do we really think
Absolutely.
that?
Yep.
There's a call. There's a radio call on it, and there's a lot of people that back that up.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of LeBron fans, young generation kids that want to stick and poke holes in that thing. But he had a quintuple double in a game, bro. Quintuple double.
5 doubles, Billy.
I'm just saying, I think someone can do it with the way the NBA is now in basketball. And we've seen Kobe have 81. We've seen Devin Booker have 70. I think Luka had over 60 this past year.
Those extra 20, 30 points
it's tough.
Require so much commitment from your teammates to allow you to do that, and the game is too selfish now.
Also, too, you're absolutely right. I can see somebody maybe getting to 80 again. But the problem is, like he said, it's those last 20 points. Because everybody that's scoring those 70, that 71, Kobe that 81, they are going down to the last second of the game. They're playing the whole game, and they're exhausting all the energy. That's not like they scored 70 and they took the last 7 minutes of the game off. Like, they used every single second that was on their clock. So getting 100 would be tough.
I also want to see someone break Emmitt Smith's rushing record.
That's gonna be Derrick Henry.
Because I was always told that if Barry Sanders didn't retire, Barry would still have it.
He would have.
And to think that Detroit doesn't have that record and Barry doesn't have that record annoys me a little bit, even though I was not around for watching Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders. But just, to think that Barry Sanders could have had it and should have had the record, I want it broken. That's the other one I want broken.
I got something to add to that. A former Lions player that was a member at our golf club back in the 90s was great and very close friends with Walter Payton, and Walter on his deathbed was very upset that Barry retired because he did not want Emmitt to have that record. He wanted Barry to. So I will double down on that.
Another reason why I want that one broken.
Yeah, I'd love to see Derrick Henry
and the
that.
Cowboys,
especially in the era where running backs can barely even get a second contract after their rookie deal. So to see a guy still clipping up over 1,500 yards in his 10th year, however many years this has been, I love seeing that. I'd love to see Derrick Henry take that record.
Yeah, I'm doing the math right now. It looks like Derrick Henry is about 6,700.
Ooh.
Looks like he's about 60. Actually, it's
pretty 5 years.
That's actually pretty good math. It's about 6,700 away.
That's 5
or
6
strong
years.
No, because think about it this way. He's already on track this year for 2,000 yards, much like he was last year. Last year, I think he finished with 1,850. He's on track for 2,000 this year. Let's just say 1,700. If he has another 1,700, boom, 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 that's minus 1,500.
Another 5 years at 11 a piece is 55, plus the 17. You're going to get into that. Then you'll be about 500 over. But, yeah, it's a tall order.
That's tough.
He continue. I mean, he's a gym rat. He's absolutely yoked. He can withstand the hits, but can he keep that burst?
That's what I was going to ask. Not even about the burst. How long before the body not falls apart, but how long before it slows down? Look, I know from experience, like the body does slow down, especially when you start adding injuries up. He hasn't had a ton of major injuries, but he's a guy that's 6'4.5". He's 245 pounds, and he's playing running back in the NFL. 17 games a season, 3 playoff games. Well, last year they only played 2 playoff. It's 19 games a year. Like at some point, that takes a toll. Ask Calvin if you don't believe me.
Oh, yeah. You remember David Boston?
He didn't even play any playoff games.
You remember David Boston?
100%. Ohio State, Arizona Cardinals, Miami Dolphins.
Had that great first year, and then he got absolutely swole.
265.
And
he blew his knee out running.
And
like,
most
that doesn't
of those
happen.
guys can't maintain that type of size. But when you look at what Derrick Henry is, and to a lesser degree, but in a smaller frame, what Saquon Barkley is, who's had more injuries, very intrigued to see how long those guys continue playing at a high level.
Sounds good. Zinquan Barkley, as they say. Let's stick with the AFC. You mentioned Derrick Henry. Let's stay with the AFC. Kool-Aid.
Yes, sir.
Top 5 teams in the AFC right now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the list will change. The list will change week to week. It is a week-to-week thing, Anson. I'm messing with you. But this is what I have right now. I guess he did both all at the same time, so here we go. In the AFC for me right now, I have, as you say, I have the Buffalo Bills, the number 1 team in the AFC. Now, I still think the Baltimore Ravens are a better team than Buffalo.
You've come a long way since last year on those Bills.
100%. You had to.
No doubt.
You have to pay attention to what you see. Buffalo Bills, I think, the Baltimore Ravens, I believe, are still the better team. However, when Baltimore plays against Buffalo, when they play against the Chiefs, when they get to the AFC, they can't pull the trigger. So until they can, I will have to put them at 2. I think the Chargers are 3. We saw what they did to the Kansas City Chiefs. Going into the season, I said I believe the Chargers will win that division, so I'm going to stick with it. Another person in that division, the Broncos, I don't know what last game was. I don't like what I saw out of the offense and Bo Nix. But I'm going to stick with it. It's week 1. We're telling everybody to be patient. Let's be patient with the Broncos as well. And then the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't like how they are looking, but however, their quarterback is still Patrick Mahomes. And we saw this 2 years ago where the Kansas City Chiefs didn't start the season off well. Remind me what happened that year.
Super Bowl.
That's right. They went and they won. On the NFC side, the Philadelphia Eagles, they are still the number 1 team in the NFC. I understand.
I'm shocked. I thought you'd have the Pack on top, Bo.
Listen, I understand how well the Packers are playing, but Philadelphia Eagles, that first game against the Dallas Cowboys, let's just imagine somebody doesn't spit on somebody, what that game will look like.
That's fair.
I think a lot of people forgot about Jalen Carter getting kicked out of that game, allowed them to move the ball a little bit. They are still the reigning, defending Super Bowl champs, and they still have a damn good roster. They deserve the respect of still being 1, so I'm not going to bump them. But guess what? You're on notice because the Green Bay Packers, they're rocking and rolling. They beat the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions in 5 days. They beat them both. It was at home. You can say what you want.
5 days, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal. In 5 days, they beat them both, and they dominated both games. They dominated both games. No, it wasn't 40-15, but you all saw the same things I saw. They dominated, and they made it tough for both of those offenses. Number 3 is the LA Rams. They were a dangerous team coming into the season. The question is it Matt Stafford's back? How's it going to be? What does the turnover look like? I believe that they're still a good team. I believe they're going to be the team that win in the West. I believe that they are a team looking to win 12 games as well. Because that defense, it's crazy. NFC has a lot of good defenses.
They continue to draft so well every damn year. It's going to be hard to put the Rams away anytime soon.
Isn't it crazy he went from F those picks to actually drafting well? That's crazy. That's crazy how that works.
The D-line's good.
100. Yeah, D-line is good. Verse is a monster. Verse is definitely a monster out of Florida State. Minnesota Vikings, JJ, big win on the road, Chicago Bears. And it's not just because JJ figured it out with the offense in the fourth quarter. It's how that defense looked.
Top 5.
That defense is top 5. Brian Flores had those guys running around, and they were physical at the point of attack. And you saw it time and time again. And also it is because Kevin O'Connell was the head coach. At some point, we're going to have to stop looking at him as the whiz kid that was on the team when Sean McVay won the Super Bowl. No. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a good coach. He is a great offensive coordinator. And just the moment that he had with JJ, you can see that JJ believes in the Minnesota squad. So the Vikings, they are number 4 on this list. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've always liked the Bucs. I don't know what it is. It's something about those Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. They have another good defensive line. I think they play good defense. And then Baker, he just has this resiliency about himself. And oh, by the way, Emeka Ibuka, another Ohio State wide receiver that can jump in the league and get 1,000 yards. Where did they get these guys from? My God.
They recruit at a high level.
The Chris Olave, 1,000 yards. Garrett Wilson, 1,000 yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Marvin Harris, well, he didn't get you. Mike, don't get me started on him. He was a bum. I never liked
best
him.
wide receiver in the league for 4 years straight.
He had the most catches.
What else are we ranking?
This is true. He wasn't the best receiver, though.
Best results.
Anyway, he did have the best results. But this is what I have, AFC, NFC. I know you don't see a team on there. We can open it up to the board. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is just after week 1. Well, week 2 for the Green Bay Packers. Anson, I give it to you first. What do you think, AFC, NFC? Poke some holes, have some fun.
Am I allowed to have the Lions on my list?
You can. you absolutely can.
Honestly, I first really just want to talk about the Packers and the Chargers. I slept on the Packers. I still think they're the same team that I thought they were, but Micah Parsons changes so much. I'm still not sure that they're better than the Vikings when all is said and done. I put the Lions right there with those two guys. I would put them over the Tampa Bay Bucks down in that bottom slot right now. But I can't put them in the top 4. The Vikings and the Packers both looked better in their game 1. Their quarterbacks looked better. Their defenses looked better. But the Chargers, as much as I don't want to see Jim Harbaugh succeed, you saw it last year, him start to get this team on the right path. You know, QJ was a disappointment last year. They were without Justin's number 1 wide receiver and Keenan Allen, so
he's back.
They turned McConkey into this target machine.
Can I say something about the Jim Harbaugh point that you made? I saw that up close in person in 2011. Jim Harbaugh goes to the San Francisco 49ers. They bring me into training camp, and I remember the guys, the team, the locker room. I remember the jokes about Jim Harbaugh. I remember, oh, man, this guy's corny. This guy's weird. This guy is this. This guy is that. You know, this guy is nobody. Who's got it better than us, man? This is BS. What's wrong with this dude? This dude is quirky. I heard all those things. And then you get the first win of the season. It's like, then you get win 2. And then you look up and you're 7-2, and everybody's nobody. They buy in. Yeah. You know why? People buy into winners. Regardless of all that other stuff, if you know how to win and you know how to lead,
leaders lead.
What the hell? I'll follow you.
That's right.
You know, so that's what I've seen before, and that's exactly what the Chargers look like.
Yeah, and they're all falling in line. They've got a run game. They get Herbert's number 1 wide receiver back. Don't sleep on Keenan Allen on your waiver wire. I'm telling you right now. But they have a polished offense now. They are 3 deep at quality wide receivers. Will Dissly's still their solid tight end. You get Najee to back up this young stud in Marion Hampton. But the defense is terrorizing. I mean, they, up and down, this is a team that can absolutely challenge the Chiefs for the AFC West this year.
Here we go. And I'm bringing this one to you, Kool-Aid. My first out, because I did the first out, my first out for the AFC, it was none other than Pete Carroll and the Las Vegas Raiders. That was my first out. That's in the 6th spot. And then for the NFC, my first out was.
You got the Raiders at 6?
After week 1.
Wow. Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
It's the information I'm getting.
Ashton Genty, man, changes that team around.
100%. Brock Bowers being hurt. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'd be a little hastily to put that.
Well, he's supposed to play this week, but
so we'll see.
That new OC over there has been committed to using Michael Mayer, who is a top-notch tight end, more as well. They have some legitimate options there. Trey Tucker shows up. So I like them to be a better team this year, maybe even 9 wins.
First out for the NFC, ladies and gentlemen. I got the Detroit Lions.
There you go.
Hey, got the Detroit
Score
Lions.
some points.
Ooh,
I was nervous.
It was between them and the Commanders. It was between them and the Commanders, but I didn't like what I saw in the Commanders. I think Detroit will do better in their second game. So that's where I'm at with my AFC and my NFC rankings after week 1.
Look, man, I got to way that I feel about these things, but, Bray, you've been right since the preseason. So I was sweating a little bit because I saw the first out on the first draft.
Oh, right.
I was like, oh, no.
The Commanders.
but I like it, man. As we continue to talk about this, you've been real about the Lions, but you've continued to instill the fact that, it's really about this team getting back to their identity. And I do believe it's as simple as that, no matter how bad that they did look in that first game. And I think this is going to be the first steps in them getting back to that identity. I do believe that you have them fairly ranked.
Sometimes, man, like it takes a second. Sometimes you come off the rails. I was having a conversation, I want to say yesterday, when I was telling you about the Jets. In 2009, we go to the AFC Championship. We lose to the Colts, who would eventually lose to the Saints. All off season, we made moves. We added LaDainian Tomlinson. We added Jason Taylor. We added some more players. We added Santonio Holmes, Antonio Cromartie. We added a lot of guys. But we had all these guys, and then we get Hard Knocks. So now we're on Hard Knocks. Now everybody's watching, and now everybody's, the expectations are there, and you're watching, and you get caught up in it a little bit. And then we play the first game. Guess what? The first game, it's against the Baltimore Ravens. It's against Rex's old team. First time he's coaching as a head coach against a team that he made great as a defensive coordinator. And we went out there and looked bad on offense. Like we didn't score a touchdown. We looked bad. We played horrible. Mark was all over the place. Offensive line couldn't protect. Like receivers, we were running the wrong routes. Like it just was not a good cohesive game. We needed that butt whooping by them, and then they knocked out Dustin Keller in like the first quarter. So they set the tone on defense. Ray Lewis, there he is again. We look bad. We look sloppy. We weren't ready to play. We weren't prepared. We had to go back to the drawing board. It was a long week, but it was an honest week. We had to stop smelling our own you-know-what.
That's right.
Because going into that, it was, oh, man, we should have won. We should have beat the Indianapolis Colts. It should have been us in the Super Bowl anyway. We're just going to take that same energy, and we're going to apply it. Oh, and we got all these new players. We got LaDainian Tomlinson and Jason Taylor. It did not happen that way.
I was a Dustin Keller
did not
guy.
happen that way.
He was a player.
Purdue?
I forgot about Keller.
Purdue University, man.
Purdue. I love that one.
At least in the basketball, but that's where we're at. Let's take a quick commercial break. Let's get back on track, come back with some new information, some new energy. Kool-Aid, what you need?
Yeah, I was going to say Black Rock and Lady Jane's.
Black Rock, no problem. The summer of sizzle, it is still here. I can't wait to go to Black Rock this coming Sunday for Grandma Mary's birthday. Happy birthday,
Hey,
Grandma
happy early
Mary.
birthday.
Guess what? And we're going to mention Woodward Sports because we're going to take an additional 20% off that bill. That's right. You mention Woodward Sports at any Black Rock, and you get 20% off the total food bill. Notice it says food bill, so you may have the drinks pushed to the side. But that food is definitely worth the 20% off. It's a civil above the rest. Don't miss their daily deals like Tasty Tuesdays, Thursday steak and scampi combo. That was yesterday. Oh, it would have been amazing. And then also there is the Sunday Sips. You better have your driver's license for that one. Make sure you're 21. Black Rock, the summer of sizzle, still going.
Gentlemen, we like simple stuff like tap-ins, gimmies, and mulligans. We like uncomplicated, and like Lady Jane's haircuts for men, that's exactly what it is, uncomplicated. Walk in, sign in, and before you know it, you're looking handsome and clean. Lady Jane's are open 10 to 8, 7 days a week, and you can walk in anytime because Lady Jane's is wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep
Edwards has it. 10, 5, touchdown.
on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep,
Ball looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. The Tigers are the best team in baseball. Get the best coverage in Detroit right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Every Scooble start, every green homer, and all the action can be followed on all of our social media. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's World Series or bust, Detroit, and we are here for the ride. Woodward Sports. WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Hey, we all know Michigan is home to the greatest pizza in the world. And the king of pizza in Detroit, it's Buddy's Pizza. They've created the category for the original deep dish style Detroit pizza, which is taking over the whole country now. And they've been doing it since 1946. They got 22 locations here in Michigan. There is a Buddy's Pizza always near you. It's a cornerstone of our fair city of Detroit, being here for 79 years. And they're also a very, very dedicated community partner. You can save 10% off your next order. Right above my head, you see that promo code 10MEAL. Make sure you add that in when you head over to buddyspizza.com. Save yourself 10% off.
If you're looking to upgrade your relaxation game, or maybe over the age of 50 to get those little aches, check out the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest, located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort from Eric Duncan, the wellness doc, and the creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or just scan that QR code that's above my head. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
And we back.
I still have not sat in the massage chair.
Did you ever sit in the Professor X chair?
The Phantom, the Ghost, the Pharaoh. Nah, I never sat in. I think I might sit in after the show.
You should.
They're pretty nice.
Well,
Take your shoes off.
I might go to the studio. That's why I needed to go to the massage chair studio. I think it's right up here in Bloomfield. No. I'm going to use the partnership to just relax and try something out.
Try them all out?
Try them all out. I ain't buying them.
Like jumping from bed to
Maybe,
bed?
though. We'll see what the discount's talking about.
15 stack. You can drop a car on that mug.
I used to have an ex-girlfriend. She'd be like, can we go to the furniture store and lay on different beds? I'm like,
yeah, we just go in my room and lay on the bed.
I mean, I got one upstairs, but...
Is that why she's your ex-girlfriend?
No, that wasn't the reason.
Like, what? Shut up. Get upstairs. Kool-Aid, you said you had some Dan Campbell sound, because, that's kind of where I'm at with...
Yeah, we do. We got some sound on him talking about AQM.
Does he sound a little bit more confident at least? Does he sound like he's not nervous?
He does sound a little bit more confident. People asked him about the adversity. People did ask him about, Johnny Moe and K. Shep. And I'll play those back to back. So about some 45 seconds in clips. But, it's our fearless leader, one Dan Campbell.
Dano.
Well, they've both been great, man. They're what I would expect them to be, man. Let's worry about us and let's clean up our own issues. Let's diagnose the problem. Let's fix it. Let's get better and let's move on. And I feel like they've done that. Forced to compete is a good thing. And I love that, man. And we already knew what we were coming into this year with this division. It's a tough division, man. There's good players, there's good coaches, competitive. But no, I mean, it's early in the season. I've mentioned this before. At some point, every team's going to hit adversity, whether it's early, it's in the middle of the season, it's late, and it's just about playing your best football by the end of the year. And so we can't worry about the Packers. We can't worry about Minnesota. We worry about ourselves first, and then Chicago because they're the next opponent.
All
right, I'm good with it. Yeah, I mean, it's all you really could get. How this week is gone. I don't think he could have really went up there and bombed that interview. Look. This is what we're talking about. You're worrying about the Detroit Lions. No need to worry about the Green Bay Packers and what they're doing against the Commanders. No need to worry about the Minnesota Vikings. And only need to worry about the Chicago Bears, like you said, because you're playing them. You got to worry about yourself. And that's what the Lions got to do this week. They got to worry about numero uno, and they got to make sure that they're doing things so they don't have the miscues, so they don't have the BS that went in. He said, clean it up, fix it up, cool. I just like when he says like I knew what we were coming into. I knew what this division was going to be. I knew the competition level. I'm gonna remember that if this week doesn't look like I hope it does. And I'm gonna remember that if this season doesn't look like we hope it does, like we thought it was. Because if you knew what this division was, if you knew what the season was gonna look like, and you potentially didn't make the moves necessary to contend, to compete, that clip will get resurfaced.
Do you think he's building in excuses?
I'm telling you, when he's made the comment the other day, what was the comment? Oh, shoot. Yes, and I didn't like it.
The one when he said, yes, we're going to win, and then he kind of
have to.
Because we have to. I wish he would have just said either one of them. Just, we're going to win or we have to win. But putting them together was a little bit like, gosh.
That wasn't the excuse. I didn't like that at all because that didn't show confidence. 100%. The excuse was the same thing that we've been talking about, playing players in the preseason. That was the excuse.
That one too.
He said, well, I probably should have played him in the preseason to get some more. I don't be building in no excuses now.
Yeah, the rhetoric from him does feel slightly different.
It doesn't feel as strong, confident, and as authentic as it has in the last 2.5 years.
I agree. But this team, as somebody pointed out in the chat, but I do have to question it, this team doesn't lose back-to-back games, although they have.
It's been 2.5 seasons since they've lost back-to-back in season.
Oh, is that the caveat?
In season.
Because I'm pretty sure they lost their last 2 games that mattered. That being said, this team is really, really damn good at not losing back-to-back in-season games.
Thank you.
So you're welcome, Kool-Aid. That was for you. I think that this team, they've not lost a lot of games.
No,
they only lost 2
not at all.
regular season games last year, but they have a script for how to handle a loss. And we've seen them come back and be absolutely fine and, in fact, pissed off after a loss. So there's some things to clean up on the offense. I thought the defense showed how good they were in the second half. I thought the offense wasn't completely terrible. There's a lot to improve on, sure, but I do think that this is familiar territory for a team that loves revenge the week after a loss.
Brian, what you got, man? What do you have? We've already made our picks. We've already said what we need to say. Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell. Do you like the confidence level that he exuded in this interview? Do you like where he's at? Does it sound a little different than it did maybe yesterday or Tuesday?
Yeah, I like the confidence that Dan Campbell's had. He's had confidence ever since his first press conference, and I like that. And
take us back.
One of my keys for this game is just fix the fixable things. And I thought there was a lot of things that they could fix in this game, and I think that's what they've been working on all week. I will say, watching yesterday's game with the Packers kind of gives me a little bit more confidence in the Lions' offensive line because that defense line is really good. But I like the confidence in Dan Campbell. I really hope that it doesn't become bulletin board material for the Bears. However, I think Ben Johnson has given the Lions a lot of bulletin board material in the offseason.
Yeah, fair.
But
fair.
I mean, if you're not confident in your team, Braylon, from when you're playing days, don't you kind of feed off the coach's energy a little bit on the field at all, or is that kind of?
No, you absolutely do. Like what the coach is, what the coach feels like is what you're gonna feel like. It's gonna be the energy you take. It's a reason why Georgia went out. Well, I mean TCU sucked, but it's a reason why Georgia went out there and beat them 77-2. Because that coach came into that locker room and that coach gave them one of them speeches where you're like, yeah, it's go time. And that's what a good coach can do. And Dan Campbell's been that. How many times have we looked into the locker room after a game and you're just listening to him speak and you're like, there's that guy. Whether it's a win or loss. Dan's been that guy in the locker room. So there is a lot there to trust, to your point. I just wanted to look consistent again, if you will. 100%. Kool-Aid, there's some games this week. I know we're going heavy on the football. It's Friday, man. We're excited. Finally, I feel like last week the games weren't really a lot of good games. Like it was a iffy schedule, if you will, for me. But here's the storylines this week. Let's start here. Seattle versus Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf going against his old squad. What do you think about Seattle and Pittsburgh? Kool-Aid, you go first.
Hey, look, I'm somebody who's a little bit more, I wanted to be a little bit more bullish on Seattle, but I think this is going to be a rugged battle. I think it's going to be one that's going to be really a low-scoring affair unless Aaron Rodgers can work a little bit of magic in that game. and turn back the clock just a little bit more. But I do expect this one to be more of a slugfest, one where it's one of those kind of 19 to 16, some type of 21 to 17, and you could really feel the intensity from a defensive standpoint in this game. That's what I'm expecting to see out of this one.
Answer, will we see more out of Cooper Kupp with Seattle in this game? More or less?
Does it matter? I mean, I think he's pretty cooked, bro. I mean, honestly, there's a reason he wasn't kept in L.A.
Yeah.
He's mostly cooked, and he's got a average quarterback maybe throwing him the ball in Sam Darnold. To me, the story right now is Aaron Rodgers. I think that people forget the fact that he still put up 3,900 yards last year with 28 touchdowns on a terrible team. He had one guy that he could throw to. He did have a good running back, but that franchise as a whole, they were in a completely different place than what Aaron Glenn has them in now. I think that Aaron Rodgers is for real. I think that he has real targets. He has a solid running game. He's got 2 tight ends, which he's always utilized. But at the end of the day, Mike Tomlin is a winner. Whether he's won enough Super Bowls for Pittsburgh to be happy or not, he's been there for the better part of 2 decades, and they just keep getting back to the playoffs. With who at quarterback? Now they got Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame, gold jacket Aaron Rodgers, and he looks the happiest he's looked in over 2 years. So
ayahuasca grows in
ayahuasca, Aaron, baby, that does help, baby. That dimethyltryptophan is a real thing. So I got to say, though, I think that team is playoff bound, or at the very least just missing it, and they're tied with that last place team in the playoffs. I like what I've seen out of Pittsburgh. Seattle is a year away from a rebuild.
Kool-Aid, I've been listening to the pressing coming out of Ohio, and it seems as if the Cleveland Browns are forgetting who they're playing this week in the Baltimore Ravens, whether it was the cornerbacks or whether it was safety Greg Delpit saying that it's no challenge to tackle Derrick Henry. Now, it is known last year he got a very nice shot.
Oh, boy.
He got a very nice shot on Derrick Henry last year in the game, and he put Derrick Henry down, but guess what? Derrick Henry was not paying attention from him coming from the side. I say to you, Kool-Aid, is there any danger in this Cleveland Browns defense, who actually played well last week against the Bengals, to upset the Baltimore Ravens coming off a loss to the Buffalo Bills?
Bro, I don't understand that one. I don't know if you're trying to psych your team up. I don't know if you already believe that you're dead on arrival. So just do something to try and spark anything. Because this, to me, I don't understand. Especially having seen how this team has dismantled our Lions when they were riding high. For the Browns to be able to do this, I don't know. You're talking about upsetting a lot of different, not just playmakers, but when you talk about force multipliers, that is Derrick Henry, that is Lamar Jackson. Why are you trying to wake up that hornet's nest?
Because they hate the Ravens. The Ravens are the
that's
Cleveland Brown Ravens. And I absolutely fully support Cleveland in their hate for the Ravens. Now, I'm a Ravens guy.
I support it, but they're going to get housed, bro.
I don't know. Listen, I thought this team was trash again. I remember listening to Maz a year ago saying, the Cleveland Browns are going to be in the playoffs. Right. They have a stout defense. There's no questioning their defense. A healthy Jerry Jeudy, a healthy Ced Tillman. Now you get this Dylan Sampson kid in here who actually looks legitimate. They've got 2-3 guys in the running back game. I love Rocket Raheem Sanders.
Their quarterback is 60.
Their quarterback is a game manager.
So now you're a Browns believer, bro.
Their quarterback is a game manager, and he was slinging the ball around, man. Listen. I'm not saying they're going to win because they're not.
Right.
All right. The second loss for the Baltimore Ravens will be in Week 3 at home to our Detroit Lions, as I told you months ago. But don't sleep on this being a close game.
I know that cannabis is legal in Michigan. I wonder what's legal in Ohio. Because what are they talking where you can talk to Derrick Henry like that? At the end of the day,
you'd think psilocybin, but that's Detroit as well.
The Baltimore Ravens were legitimately they were a couple minutes away from blowing out the Buffalo Bills. The only reason the Buffalo Bills came back, a couple wacky plays, and the fact that they have Josh Allen, who is one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. Don't let this mistake you, because when they interviewed those guys from Cleveland, they all were chippy. Oh, it's not that easy. It's not that hard, blah, blah, blah. They all had something to say. And when they went to Baltimore and they interviewed Derrick Henry, what did he say? We'll see on Sunday. That's all he had to say.
But weren't the Bengals a Super Bowl favorite in some circles?
What circles are these?
Why can't you?
What were they taking?
I've seen a lot of people
Were they up
say
there
that,
Electric Forest?
Joe Burrow's getting to the Super Bowl.
You were up at Electric Forest
No,
with some
I'm
of the Bengals
talking.
fans.
Oh, I've seen it on plenty of different sport publications.
The
and
Bengals
talk
fans,
shows.
They were on the Aaron Rodgers.
No, I'm not talking about Bengals fans. I'm talking about people legitimately saying that they are a contender for the Super Bowl. And if you look at the run that they had last year, that's not crazy to think about unless you realize that they're the Bengals. But I still think that the Bengals are a damn good team. And
I agree.
I don't have a problem with Cleveland being confident and feeling good about knocking their in-state rival off. And then this week, they get to take on the team that took their team away from them. Now, pinpointing Derrick Henry and saying he's not tough to tackle might have been a step too far.
You do realize I played in this rivalry for 5 years. And when I played in this rivalry, on the other side, there was Ed Reed, there was Terrell Suggs, there was Ray Lewis, there was Trevor Price, there was Haloti Ngata, there was Samari Rowe, there was Chris McAllister.
Siragusa.
There were all these players. And Elvis Doomerville was there one year. All these game breakers. Not one time did I do an interview in Cleveland in the locker room and I tell the plain dealer or anybody else that was a Cleveland syndication, did I say, not worried about Ray Lewis, not worried about Terrell Suggs, could care less about Ed Reed.
Ed Reed can't tackle.
What? Never heard of him. Never heard. Adalys Thomas, who's this guy? Nobody's worried
that
about
defense.
Not
Is cream puff.
And I was in Cleveland. I understood the rivalry. I know they took the team away. Art Modell sold the team to Baltimore. None of my business. My business is on the field, which Delpit, you're going to find out. You better not try to come up tackle 22. You're
not big on providing people with bulletin board material in general.
Yeah, after for sure.
Yeah.
After for sure. All right, we'll get.
Were you an in-game talker?
Only if you talk stuff.
Okay, you didn't start it.
Nah,
you finished it.
Nah, because I'm a big wild. I get tired out there, man. I'm like, I gotta waste my breath.
Who was the biggest smack talker on defense that you played against?
Oh man, Richard Sherman.
Yeah. Ooh.
Richard Sherman and Akeem Talib. Like they didn't stop talking
the whole game.
Like then I played on the same team as Richard Sherman, and you just watch from the sideline. Like he's jaw jacking the whole game. Like the whole game, he has something to say every single play, and it's different conversation. It's actually funny.
If I could play like Sherman, I'd have been running my mouth the whole damn time too, man.
All right, so you think yes on the Browns, they have a shot. Everybody else is Ravens.
No, I don't. I think it's going to be a close game, but the Ravens win that game.
We already did the Bears-Lions. We don't have to talk about that one again. Broncos coach, not necessarily that interesting.
Oh, it is though. Indiana Jones.
I put it on here, but
Indiana Jones and 30 points. The new Brock Bowers and Ty Warren, DJ Giddens backing up Jonathan Taylor. You're not excited about them putting up 30 points? Might be an actual team this year.
You like the underdog. I love it. I see it. You gravitate towards the underdog.
I'm a Ty Warren and DJ Giddens fan. I'm not a Colts guy at all. I love the nickname Indiana Jones, and I got to say, that guy, he was pretty darn good his rookie year.
That is a good nickname.
It is.
That is. That's fine.
And he was terrible most of the time because that franchise was terrible. Look what Saquon did when he left. So is it that crazy to think that Indiana Jones could be as good as he was for the rest of the season in week one?
Yes.
Quite easy and simple.
Do we have anything in the super chat? We got to get caught up on these super chats. Anybody in the comment section talking crazy?
Hey, you know what, man? People all show have been talking crazy, but the chat has been live, man. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled on some things. I'm going to go and
B. Martin.
grab some stuff. I know B. Martin had a super chat in there,
he had
too.
a quick fantasy question, which I did answer in the chat. I'll say it out loud. Do I start Hollywood Brown against Philly or J-Mo against the Bears? Hollywood Brown is the only healthy target on that team. You saw what he did in 3 quarters of being a man, 6 for 90 plus. That offense, that team, they need a win. Same kind of deal here for Detroit. But I don't see us saying, hey, J-Mo's the key to victory. The run game and the offensive line are the key to victory.
Side note, I got something funny before we go to commercial break. We'll break down one last game. We'll go to commercial break. We'll come back. We'll finish the show. So the league that we're playing in for fantasy is my first time playing in one of these leagues. I didn't know that I was supposed to put up a bid for the trading block. Yeah, man, what? So I was going after Quentin Johnston too.
You got him for $0, didn't you?
You got him.
Oh, that's right.
And I play against you this week, I think.
No, I got
Satawa.
I got Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid doesn't set his lineup in basketball or football, so it's a layup.
Yeah, like I was down 85 and came back and beat Kool-Aid on some lucky stuff. But
Shai said that in front of Kool-Aid. He's smiling over there. He might set his lineup.
Yeah, you got me provoked now.
Uh-oh.
He took that.
You got me
personal,
provoked. I
Hanson.
took that
He's taking it
personal, man.
Who's on your team, Anson?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
That's why you lobbying so.
Maybe.
Maybe. Bengals are your second team now?
Okay.
No, I've never been a Bengals guy, man.
Piss cats.
I was happy when John Taylor caught that winning touchdown over the Bengals.
The Bengals.
I remember where I was watching that game.
Yeah, Silverdome.
No, that was the second time they beat them.
That was the second time. Yeah, that was in
early 80s was the one at the
Silverdome. Yeah, 87 or something.
I couldn't tell you who any of those Bengals were.
And I do have a question. Like before we get to the mailbag and everything, I want you guys to be able to think about this as we are saying what up though to some friends. Arf asks, what's the top 5 worst Super Bowls? So just think on that one.
The one Goff was in?
Definitely.
Oh my gosh.
Look, let's do this. Take a quick commercial break. Let's do fantasy jerks. Let's do Caesars. We'll come back and think about that because that could be fun.
That was Hey, let me tell you guys about fantasy jerks.
Tell them. Talk to them, Kool-Aid.
Fantasy football isn't just a game. It's a war. Don't you see that face there? Especially that one on the left side, man. If you're rolling into battle with weak takes and outdated super picks, you're going to lose. That's why you need the Fantasy Jerks, a show where expert fantasy football advice meets real talk and weekly laughs. Join Anson, that guy there on the left, Brandon Katz, that guy there on the right, and weekly special guests like fantasy football expert Theo Grimminger for everything you need to dominate your matchup. Win your league, talk your smack, be a jerk with Fantasy Jerks. Streaming live Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. on Woodward Sports Network.
Let me tell you about Caesars. Football season is here, and you got to get your bets in. And what way better to start than going to Caesars Sportsbook and using code Woodward1000. And if your first bet doesn't hit, you get your bet right back. Minimum of $20 and maximum of $1,000. My bet this week is the Chippewas to cover against the Wolverines. Good teams win. Great teams cover. Come on, Coach Drinkall and the Chippewas. Get it done. Cover. Get it done for me this week. And download the Caesars Sportsbook app today. The official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan that QR code.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
All right, that was a fun question. So we're back. Braylon Edwards, Anson Wells to finish out the show. The Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. Appreciate you guys tuning in all week. Thanks for staying with us. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for being in the chat. Thanks for giving us all that you do for the show. We appreciate you.
Smash that like button, please.
Great question before we tapped out real quick, man. It was worst Super Bowls of all time. Obviously, you quickly brought up one, so I didn't even add it to the list. That Rams-Patriots Super Bowl was trash. It was cheeks. I don't care what the excuse is. It's fine. It was great defensive
no
performance.
combo.
Cheeks. Trash. Halftime show is trash, too. These are mine. Here we go. 49ers Broncos, 55-10. It was a total butt whooping by the 49ers. This would have been, this was 1988, I'm going to say. Seahawks Broncos, we all saw that one. Game started off with a safety. What did you think it was going to ensue with? Game was horrible. Shout out to my former team. Only thing I'm mad about is I played for them the year before, so thanks very much for the Super Bowl ring. 49ers Chargers, that would have been 94. Natron Means and Stan Humphries take on the 49ers. They blew them out of the water. Game start to finish. Deion had a pick. Jerry Rice had almost 200 yards total offense. Ricky Waters and also my guy, the lefty, Steve Young. Also, Ravens Giants. We call them arguably the greatest defense of all time. The Baltimore Ravens in 2000. All the Giants had, their only offense was a kick return. That was all they had the rest of that game. 34-7. That Ravens team was so bad in that playoffs. I want to say they were only like 13 to 16 points scored by the opposition against the Ravens. And then you guessed it. Last year, ladies and gentlemen, the Chiefs and the Eagles, how dare we not put them on that list? That was arguably the worst performance I've ever seen.
No longer feared.
You said no longer feared?
No longer feared?
They aren't, he is. But I wouldn't make that mistake. Like if I was the Eagles, don't go into that game thinking they're not the same squad. He's a magic man. Like he is a magic man, but I don't think it'd be a game this week.
For me, it was back. Maz and I were on the couch for Super Bowl 5 when the Baltimore Colts defeated the Dallas Cowboys 16-13, and there was 11 total turnovers between both games. Probably the ugliest Super Bowl I was around for, and then I wasn't a big fan of the Bears winning it in Super Bowl 20.
85.
And obviously the Patriots only put up 10 points, got shellacked by 36 points, but it was that Super Bowl 5 for me.
That's your older voice? That's your older voice?
I just asked AI, and 11 turnovers in one game? That's pretty nasty.
That's tough. How many by each team? That would be the kicker.
That is a good question. 11 by both teams, not combined, not sure, but 16-13, a real barn burner.
16-13, real barn burner.
At least it was close.
That Chiefs-Eagles game, man, we didn't talk about Chiefs-Eagles. Obviously, this is a Super Bowl rematch, much being made about it. It's just not the same team for the Kansas City Chiefs. They have problems at the wide receiver position, problems at the running back position. Yep. Is it Kareem Hunt? Is it IJ?
I'd like to see some Brashard Smith.
There you go. There's a name.
Mm-hmm. They need to figure something out because losing Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce, Pfizer, Swift being more interested in the stands than the down markers, they are desperate for some offensive punching power. And right now their defense is good enough to get them through these games, the 6 games that Rashee Rice is suspended for. Yeah. All this team has to do is make the playoffs because we've counted them out in Week 8 and Week 12 and Week 4, how many different times. And as you mentioned to start the show, what did they go on to do?
Ryan, I heard you when you were giving your bets. When you were giving your bets for Caesars, talking about Central Michigan and University of Michigan. What is your true thoughts on the game tomorrow, in which you and I both will be in Ann Arbor?
My thoughts are the Chippewas are going to cover. They're not going to win, but what's going to happen is they got an Army offensive coordinator. What are they going to do? Run. Even when it's 3rd and 30, we've seen this season, they run the football. But for Michigan's part, I still think, yeah, exactly. They filter in 3 quarterbacks, which means they don't have 1 quarterback. But no, I think that the Wolverines are going to come out early, and we're going to see the offense. It's still not quite as cohesive as I would like yet. I still think Michigan's struggling with an identity at the moment. I don't know. I don't think they know quite exactly what to do with Bryce Underwood, and I think they should let him sling it. But I think that the Chippewas, they're not going to keep it close, but they're not going to lose by, I think the line's 27.5. They're not going to lose by 4 scores.
Fair. I think they know what their identity is. They're just trying to get to it. I think it's the same situation with the Detroit Lions.
Cautiously get to
100%. The Lions know what the identity is. They're just trying to get to it.
And you don't want to let him get hurt running the ball,
Yeah.
and you don't want to sap his confidence throwing a bunch of touchdowns.
Yeah.
I hate to side with the corn and blue, but he's somewhere. He's very similar to Matt Stafford. What I saw out of him early on. The guy has like so many different throws. The sidearm. I mean, he'd probably throw it behind the back,
Probably.
But he is there. It's partly his inexperience, but I think it's also partly the inexperience of Michigan having a quarterback like that to figure out. And they had a taste of JJ in that last year and having a mobile quarterback. They kind of figured it out, but it still wasn't until the fourth quarter where JJ, much like last week, just rose above it all and willed his team to a win. I don't know, man. It's going to take some time, and it might take a couple losses, but Underwood will be just fine.
Oh, I think so, too. I think he'll be great. He's got too much talent not to be good, and I think that there's too much talent with Bryce Underwood that Michigan is trying to, when to dial up the right part of Bryce Underwood, whether it's his legs, whether it's throwing deep, whether it's play action, whether it's running the ball with Justice Haynes. But I think Michigan, as the 3 years of Bryce Underwood continues, it's just going to get better, better, and better. But right now, they're still working out. The offensive line still scares me.
He said 3 years with him.
Yeah, there's no way Bryce Underwood is not there for all 3 years.
You mean he couldn't leave after 2? I thought he was the generational quarterback.
Well, I don't even think he's allowed to leave after 2 years.
I believe he's after.
I don't think they have that contractual language yet, but I think it definitely will be on the way. Yeah. Here we go. Let's do this before we get. I don't like what's the word? I don't like picking games and then not keeping track. So from now on, we will be keeping track on the scores around the league. Let's go. So we'll start here. Giants, Cowboys, Ryan.
I'm going to go Cowboys.
Anson.
Girls.
Kool-Aid.
Cowboys.
I'm going to actually take the Cowboys.
Okay.
I thought he was going to say Giants.
I really want to take the Giants.
You were trying to make
It feels dirty to say the Cowboys.
It feels dirty. Yeah. Can I take the Giants?
No, we're all taking the girls.
All right. I'll take the Cowboys. Here we go. Steelers, Seahawks. What do you have, Anson?
Steelers,
Ryan.
Steelers, they're my sneaky playoff team.
There you go.
Steelers.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I didn't want to pick against them, but
I am going to go Seahawks.
Alma mater. That's all that pick is.
Mike McDonald, he's a dog.
I care less about that. I just think it's that defense. Like, I like that defense a lot. That defense, they were hell last week on the 49ers, like legitimately. So, and Brock Purdy, he can move a little bit more than
Is
Aaron
he even
Rodgers.
playing?
But what I'm saying is Brock Purdy was able to get
yeah.
around when he was playing last week. Aaron won't be able to do that. Rams, Titans. This one's either. Everybody taking the Rams?
That's a
I should hope so.
Yeah.
All righty on that one. Bills, Jets. Ryan.
Bills.
You gonna pick against Braylon's Jets like that? Bills, by the way.
Where is it?
Yes.
It's in New York.
I'm going to go with the Jets.
Wow. Shout out AG.
All right, Kool-Aid.
I'm gonna go with the Bills. I feel dirty picking against Mr. Aaron Glenn and Tanner Angstrang, but gotta go with the Bills on this one.
All right.
Upset special, Bray?
I'm going to go with the Bills as well. You don't start. I mean, the only thing is if you beat Lamar Jackson at the beginning of the year and you got too high and you rested on that laurel of that. Like, oh, man, we beat them already. Our doesn't stink and we're good and go and get beat.
Or Aaron Glenn yelling at you all week, we're going to defend this house.
You know what? Give me the Jets.
Yeah, that's my boy. Let's go.
B-R-A-Y, Bray.
Give me the Jets in here. All
like
right, man.
that.
I took the Jets. I put it on the paper. Patriots, Dolphins.
Oh, the Dolphins for sure, bro.
Get out of here.
No, come on.
Stop.
No one's picking the Dolphins in anything right now. Not even
Oh,
Bocce
no.
Bell.
I'm just kidding.
Why is your hand raised right?
Pats. Give me the Pats.
Oh, it's the Pats?
Pats and the Dolphins.
Man, the Dolphins just look so miserable. I'll stick with the Pats.
I gotta go with the Pats, man.
The Dolphins will have the number one pick. It will be them or the Panthers. I promise you. It's going to be one or the other. All right, here we go. Bengals, Jags.
Give me the Jags. Bengals struggle in the early goings of the season.
Okay. This is true. They are 1-12 now.
I'm gonna go Bengals, though. I'm gonna go Bengals.
Super Bowl favorite Bengals.
Joe Burr.
Who you going?
I'll go Bengals. They've got to win that game after the way that they cost themselves last season, despite their run. They've got to win this game. Like they're going into this game the same way the Lions are.
Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Jacksonville Jaguars on that. I am with Ryan on that one. Give me the Jags. Give me Trevor Lawrence. Why? I have no clue.
T-Law and ETN, huh?
I have no clue. 49ers and Saints. No Brock Purdy. Mac Jones on the slate.
No George Kittle. No Brandon Ayuk. Who are they playing?
Saints.
The Aints.
49ers.
Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
The Aints.
You're
old enough to know that one, eh?
Probably not.
The Aints.
They called him the Aints. The Aints throughout the 80s.
You know their quarterback though.
I do know. I hate Spencer Rattler since the high school quarterback documentary. Give me 49ers.
49ers for Ryan.
I'm going to go 49ers. They're going to win in a hobble display.
Anson?
49ers, man. I don't know, man. No, 49ers.
You couldn't do it.
Mac Jones he's capable enough.
49ers. Now, also their defense is pretty good.
Juwan Jennings is hurt too. Who the hell is going to be catching the ball over there?
Shoot. Sign me in, coach.
Low-scoring game, maybe?
You should see my Bicep Patrol's arms over here, San Fran. Come on, make a call.
There's a lot of games, though. Let's see. Ravens, Browns. Everybody going Ravens?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Wait, didn't Anson pick the Browns earlier?
To keep it close. Ravens all day.
Bears, Lions. Everybody picking Lions.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Broncos, Colts.
That
Broncos.
one is intriguing. Where is that played?
Bo Nix.
It's playing in Indianapolis.
I'm going to go with the upstart, shock the world Colts to go 2-0.
Colts.
Wow,
Anson.
Michael Pittman. They got a lot of offensive weapons, and the defense look legit. Oh, and the best offensive line in the league.
Ooh. In which my man Elaine McNeil was dish-ragging Quentin Nelson last year.
Oh, please come back,
I'm
Elaine.
excited.
Get back
Elaine,
soon.
we miss you. Bro.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. Yes,
We miss
do.
you, brother. We miss you. Gotta get you
time.
back. All right. All right, we'll stop there. 'Cause we got Colts. Oh, where you going with, Ryan?
Broncos. They helped me my weekly pick 'em last week, so I got to give them again.
And Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I'm going to go Broncos, man. I'm all team Bo Paytons right now.
All right, cool. Give me the Colts.
Yeah.
I'm with Anson on
Couple
this
of
one.
upsets there
Give
in
me
the
the
AFC
Colts.
East, my friend.
Panthers, Cards, and Eagles and Chiefs.
Cards.
Cards.
Not picking the Panthers no more.
Cards.
The yearly Panther love is like the yearly Jacksonville
I
love.
tried to
Just
It's always
go
the
right.
first. It's always like the first 3-4 weeks
dog.
again.
It's so silly.
Always the weeks 1 through
Just
4.
take their money.
I tried to believe it,
Just
Bryce.
take their money.
All right, look, we hope that you guys had a great week here with us on Braylon Edwards and Show with Shep. Look, man, thanks for tuning in. Keep tapping in with us. We'll keep bringing you more content, more sponsors, and just all around dope things, man. From man Anson Wells, my man Ryan in the booth, as well as my right hand Kool-Aid. We will see you next Monday.
Look out, Youngstown State.
Go Lions. FTB.
Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep
Edwards has it. 10-5. Touchdown.
on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep,
Ball looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network.